started. I like to get started on time. I know everybody's time is valuable. We're online, right, Channing? Everybody can hear. Got a lot to cover. And hopefully, if you have any questions, please stop. Online folks, type them in. Channing will get them back to us. New web server. IT has determined that it would be to our advantage. Basically, bottom line, it would be our advantage. It would take a load off of them to actually move the EDU site to a cloud-based server. We're in the process of doing that. We've found a firm that everybody agrees on. Hopefully all the paperwork is in legal, getting that approved. Because of that, we don't have a place to push the redesigned site right now. So we're going to be delayed in getting it out. I know I have been saying November 1 for the past several months now, due to the name change, due to the server upgrade, and several other things. All of that's going to be pushed back. As soon as I have some good firm dates, I'll update the timeline on the web page. But for right now, just know that we're probably not going to launch the redesign site until after the first of the year. And then, because of the name change, it may be delayed a couple more months after that. But we'll let you know with that. OU training continues, web redesign. Omni Update has all the files. They've been working on getting them into OU10. Like I said, we have nowhere for them to publish that out. So right now, we can't see the work they've done. Hopefully, when we get this cloud-based server, we'll be able to see some of that. New site launch will be delayed. Soon to be Augusta University. Ta-da-da-da-da-da! Here we are. I put the tagline in mine, and this one didn't get the tagline in it. There's a new tagline that Communications and Marketing will be sending out to everybody to put on your email signature lines. It's soon to be, I'll add it to the PowerPoint that we post online, and you'll have it there. It's Georgia Regents University, soon to be Augusta University, for more information, and then a link to the AU subsite. We're constantly posting information there. Hopefully today we'll have new FAQs. They didn't send those yesterday, did they? Yeah. They're working on more FAQs. We're going to kind of segment that site a little bit so that it's more user-friendly for students, faculty, and community, because there's different information for each one of those groups. Continue reviewing your pages. Really important. There are plans beginning for a new intranet. This would eventually take the place of pause. We don't have anything, like I said, this is just in the first stages of planning, but as you're reviewing your pages, look at them very carefully and determine which ones are really internal information that your faculty and staff or your students would use, and which pages have content or information that is really for your prospective students, for the community, and things like that, okay? Start making a list of those pages, because when we start working on the intranet, we're going to build it out in OU campus. So all of our web users will now be able to maintain an intranet site for their particular school or department or whatever. And you'll be able to control that because you know how to use OU Campus. It's our largest user base. So keep that in mind. New intranet coming. Web governance, we've started the process of web governance. We have a couple things to do that we're waiting on the Provost Cabinet to approve. The meeting got canceled for this month due to everything that's going on. So we're on the agenda for October for them to approve the WAC, the Web Advisory Committee. All they have to do is say, yes, all these people are on that committee, and the endorsement or the approval of a one-year plan and the first 90-day plan. Web management team will unveil the roles and responsibilities and relationships. We'll identify and define the web unit, and we'll meet with those unit leaders to present the web governance plan. These are all the steps that are involved, and we're just starting that. This is our proposed one-year plan. Is to launch the redesign, is to have all of the units working in OU10, to work on those individual college sites and give them guidance as far as their architecture, content, and design, clearly define the unit roles, and start documenting all the rules and have them published on the site. We've started all of this. We have a great base. Danielle has started some really incredible web guidelines. We're working on some how-tos and some really helpful tools to help you through this whole process. So 90-day plan is to get the membership approved, the plan approved, the web management team to unveil the same things. This is just condensing a little bit, getting the first part of that year approved. This is the tentative web advisory group. This is working with the provost, cabinet, all of the deans, and some key personnel, and then whoever the provost or the cabinet would decide needs to be on this committee. So as soon as they get this in their hands and can give me some feedback on it, this list may be changing, it may be growing, I don't know. In the PowerPoint that will be posted online, this is a link to a PDF that defines the unit liaisons, the unit leaders, the content owners, the contributors, and the editors. This gives you really clear definitions of what each one of those people are responsible for and what kind of skills they need. In most cases, they're going to be the same person filling each one of these roles. In some cases where you have a larger user group, you may have just contributors, content contributors, and then you'll have a content owner that would do the publishing. It just depends, and we'll be working with each one of the groups to help you really identify who each user would be in each role. This is a little diagram of how all that works. The content specialists and the web specialists are primarily people that are in DCM. The web specialist would be the web team, and the content specialist would be part of the marketing team within DCM. They all support the unit, which each one of you represents a unit within our governance system. We have a unit leader, a content owner, a contributor, and an editor. It's really kind of basic. It's just giving you that hierarchy of the system. Site Improve. Yahoo! We have done incredible work with Site Improve, and thank you so much for keeping up with it and really tracking down those broken links. We had 11,500 broken links when we launched. As of September 16th, we were down to 1,125. Yes, thank you so much. Great improvement. Site Improve will be an incredible, useful tool once we move from the old content, the old EDU site, into the new site. All of us will immediately see a big jump in broken links because of the way some of the links are put in. They won't transfer automatically. So just keep that in mind that when we make that switch, it's going to make a big impact in Site Improve. OU training. Channing's got classes scheduled. He's got them continued. It's real easy to sign up for them. They're all listed in the new calendar system. All you have to do is sign up and show up. Right now, they're all in-person classes. As we move forward, we're probably going to continue doing that until we get into the new design, just because there's so many variables going on. Anything else, Channing? That's a link to the web request for training. You can see there. The new calendar, all web publishers can put events in the calendar. The first link here is to the instructions. The second link is how to create an event. We also have 2 brown bag lunches scheduled, one tomorrow here that just talks about the calendar. Anybody can come. That's tomorrow at noon here, and then one at noon. Is it noon, right? Yeah. One at noon at Terrace Dining on Friday down on the Summerville, the Health Sciences campus. We have a new request form. I think I mentioned this last time. Basically the same thing. Just remember that if you have any request or anything that you would like for us to help you with on the website, please put it in the form so that we can keep it in our project list. Program pages. Again, I had the link that you put in. I've created a form for all of the colleges to go online, give me your name, your email, and your particular school. Then there's a drop-down list. Now, primarily this is undergraduate. We're just starting out with undergraduate degrees. There's a list of all the degrees. You select the degree, and then there are 3 or 4 text fields where we're looking for basically this information, a definition of that program. What is the program? Tell us some information about that program, a list of careers, what kind of graduate schools would you look to attend after you get this degree, what kind of careers would you look for or would you expect to have with this degree. It's really kind of basic, but it's going to give us the real base level to start developing all of these program pages in the redesigned site. So that'll be in the PowerPoint that we post online. The link to that form will be in the PowerPoint. Questions? Hit me up. Pardon, say that again?
Will these program pages appear somewhere in our website?
No, not initially, unless you want to take the information and beef up your current program pages. This is for the redesign site. The program information is for the redesign site. Questions about the name change? Did you miss it? Yeah, I know it's hard. Yeah, everybody's at school. Regarding the name change, there's lots of planning going on right now. We're asking you not to make any major changes on your website. We will send you some directive as soon as we know exactly the way we're going to progress there. We know that we're going to rebrand the current site, which is just a matter of changing the logo out. But then there's a process of all of the naming in the site. Every time Georgia Regents is referred to, sometimes that can be kept, sometimes it needs to be changed. With OU10, Heather, you want to explain the process in OU10?
In OU10, we'll do a find and replace to go
Heather, please come up. Oh, we can hear.
Sorry, we're trying to figure out the online question.
So what we'll do when we have a date that we want to go through and change all of the instances of Georgia Regents, we're going to do a find and replace. So we'll find every time you say Georgia Regents University spelled out, every time you say GRU, and it gives us a preview of the sentence included in. So we'll be able to tell if it's historical data that shouldn't be changed, or if it's, you know, in your address or a link in your sidebar menu. And all of those instances will be changed to whatever the new appropriate use of it is. We don't know if it'll be AU or whatever. So you shouldn't have to do anything as far as that goes once we decide to make the change. But of course, you'll want to review your content to make sure we didn't mess anything up.
Or that everything was caught.
I'd like to point out, as far as reviewing the content, we're going to do our best to do a blanket change, but having just cleared up some pages that still said Georgia Health Science University, and also coming across pages where we're listed as Regents University, especially if someone has us listed as Regents University, that's not going to show up in our find and replace, or if there's a misspelling, Georgia's misspelled. So please sift through your pages after you do that.
Do you have a timeline for that, or no?
Yeah, the question was if we had a timeline for that. Until we know exactly what the domain is going to be, and that's in discussion now. That's a higher level decision than we could make. I mean, I know what we would like it to be. It's probably not going to be what we want it to be, but when we know what that new domain name is, then we can start addressing everything. We can get some redirects in place. Hopefully we'll have the cloud base set up and ready to go for that. We don't know. I mean, everything is really in a level of wait and see, but just know when it happens, we're going to have to jump on it. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I missed what is that, the redesign? I'm sure that's been pushed out.
The redesign is still in development. It's on the update. They've been working on it. Unfortunately, because we have no space on our server, we have nowhere to push it out to see it. We're in the process of getting a cloud-based server that we can push out the EDU site on, the new redesign site on, and once we get to it, the intranet would be on. All of it would be on a server that the web team would have management over, and it would make our lives and IT's lives a lot easier. But that's still in process. So the redesign launch has been pushed back at least until after the first of the year and maybe a few months later. There are lots of things happening in the first quarter of next year around the new president, around the new name. So we're thinking that maybe it would be advantageous to push the new website, the new redesign site out in conjunction with all of the different events that are going on early next year. But again, it all depends on all the pieces lining up correctly. Anybody else? Channing, anybody online? Everybody is happy with your website and things are going good? Remember to keep checking your content, keep checking your broken links. Send me an email, cethomas@gru.edu, and I can get you access to your Site Improved site. Emails, all of that will be handled through IT. They'll be sending us a notice. We can't change that until we know what the domain is. So once we know those higher level decisions, then it'll start trickling down and we'll have more information. Well, yes, ma'am.
Do we need to do anything about our other social media sites, or?
As far as social media sites, I know that marketing has handled.
Contact Claire Chavez, C. Chavez 1 at UW. She'll give you kind of instructions on what they're planning to do with that.
And the au.gru.edu has some instructions
Right.
as far as the start of Claire cancel out.
Yeah.
I know they were doing some stuff in advance because they didn't want people to register for the accounts that they weren't supposed to have, and then we have a fake Augusta University account out there. So I think they're instructing people on kind of the best method to do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that clarification. I was wondering why it was such a.
Yes.
For the social media stuff to change?
Well, yeah. See, anybody can set up accounts, so you really have
Same
to.
thing with domain names and things like that. So there's a couple of things you have to just kind of do really quick so that somebody doesn't fake them and try to charge $1,000.
And with the social media, we don't have control. There's a lot that are run by the departments or even student organizations. So some people took the initiative and started doing it to look unified.
Yeah.
But also prepare you against it.
I tried to change our Facebook from Georgia Regents University registrar's office to Georgia Regents University, soon to be Augusta University, and it said that it wouldn't let me do it.
No, it won't let you. I don't think you can
Yeah.
put substitutes or yeah.
So I should just change it to Augusta.
We'll contact Claire.
Okay.
Claire can give you some good direction there. Okay, we're good? Thank you very much. Keep checking those pages.
For more information and other training resources, visit gru.edu/ocm/web.